Simon is the most difficult boss in Expedition 33, and after many attempts, I finally managed to defeat him. In this video, I'll show you his attacks, how to counter them, my strategy, and how the final battle went. Simon is a former Expedition member found in an optional area known as the Renoir Currents. He's considered the game's super boss for several reasons. He has attacks that can disable your allies, so you can't revive them, and if you take a hit, it does so much damage that your Expedition member is instantly killed. He steals shields, and his attacks become more powerful with each phase. In this video, we're going to break down Simon's different attacks, how to counter some of them, and key tips to keep in mind during this battle. I'll show you my team and the strategy I used to defeat him, and we'll finish with the full fight against this powerful boss. He steals shields, stripping your Expedition members of their defenses and absorbs them himself. This ability is present throughout all three phases of the fight. One way to counter it is to avoid using shields altogether. However, I prefer to bring them anyway, since they can save you from death if you fail a dodge. Another attack present in all three phases is Chroma Buildup, which reduces one of your allies' HP to 1. Unfortunately, this attack is unavoidable. It can't be dodged or parried. Something very important to keep in mind is that if one of your allies falls in battle and Simon has an active turn, there's a high chance he'll use Canvas Expulsion, which removes your ally from the fight entirely. That's why it's crucial to prioritize reviving your allies as soon as they go down. Now let's take a look at Simon's combos. These combos change depending on his phase. With each new phase, an additional hit is added to the combo. For example, a powerful combo that has 3 hits in first phase will have 6 hits in second phase and 9 hits in the third phase. This powerful combo is the easiest to dodge. I recommend attempting a parry only if you've already mastered the timing of his attacks. Simon's second easiest attack to dodge is when he plants his sword in the ground. It consists of 5 hits and only appears during phase 1. The next combo in terms of difficulty is the short sword combo. He connects to quick sword strikes, follows up with a jumping attack, and finishes with a final blow. Keep in mind that in phases 2 and 3, the jumping attack doesn't multiply like the sword strikes do. A very important part of planning your strategy is knowing that Simon transitions from phase 2 to phase 3 when his health drops between 25% and 50%. When this happens, he will remove your main party from the battle, forcing you to finish the fight with your backup team. Finally, Simon gains to new attacks when he enters phase 2 of the battle. The first is Sword of Lumiere, which lands 7 hard-to-dodge hits. This makes it especially important to equip survivors Lumina or Second Chance, so you can survive an extra turn if you fail to dodge. The second one is when Simon attacks at light speed, delivering a total of 10 hits. This makes it important to equip some shield luminas, so you can at least block a few of the strikes and survive the onslaught. There are 2 main strategies for this battle. One is to master dodging or parrying and survive Simon's attacks while slowly chipping away at his health. The second strategy, the one we'll focus on in this video, involves building a high damage setup aimed at preventing Simon from ever entering phase 3. The goal is to drop his health from 50% to 0% in a single turn, or in 2 turns if you're using the cheater Lumina. Now let's take a look at my team, weapons, luminas, and abilities that led me to victory. But before that, if you're enjoying the video, make sure to subscribe, hit the like button, and turn on notifications. Leave a comment letting me know what kind of content you'd like to see next. Your support means a lot to me. Let's continue. Let's start with the team members. For this setup, we'll be using Verso, Sciel, and Maelle. This build focuses on burn damage, which is why for Verso we chose Corpesso as our weapon. You can obtain it in the Dark Shores by defeating the Noir. What makes this weapon indispensable is that it applies burn buildup with every rank. Once you reach rank S, you'll accumulate 10 burn per hit with each basic attack. Additionally, you'll gain 1 AP for each rank you increase, making you regenerate AP while stacking shots. As for the Pictos, we equipped Cheater, which grants you an extra turn. Then we added Combo Attack 3, which lets you land for basic attacks, along with Combo Attack 1 and 2 in order to maximize the burn stacks. Lastly, we're using Fueling Break, which doubles burn damage if you break the enemy. The key is to make sure these Pictos provide boosts to speed and critical rate. Those stats are essential for this build. Here you can see the must-have Luminous for this build. We're using all 3 combo attacks, which, when combined with double burn, allow us to apply 80 burn with a single basic attack at rank S. On the other hand, we enhance our shots and AP generation with rewarding Mark, burning shots, double mark, and marking shots and double burn for stacks. Finally, to boost our damage output, we use Expose Attack, and for extra defense, Meteor Rays helps us maintain shields during critical moments. If you have more Luminous available, here are all the ones I consider to be great additions to this build, focusing on boosting shooting, gradient attacks, shields, and increasing damage like Teamwork or Tainted and Inverted Affinity. This also gives you a secondary strategy, using a powerful gradient attack as a finisher like Gomaj or Angel's Eyes to give Verso auto revive. As for skills, we don't actually need any. Verso's role is to keep shooting until he runs out of bullets, regenerate AP, reach rank S, and land for basic attacks, applying massive burn damage to the enemy. Now let's move on to Sciel. With her we'll be using Lithicin. This weapon allows us to apply greater rush to our team and greater slow to the enemy. Additionally, it generates 3 AP whenever we apply a buff to an ally, which makes it perfect for her support role in this formation. As for her Pictos, we equipped Burning Affinity, Critical Break, and Energy Mastery, which gives us +1 AP for each regeneration. The remaining Pictos are mainly chosen to ensure that she acts second in the early turns, allowing Verso to go first and Sciel to follow up with buffs and support. For Luminas, we equip Cheater, Energizing Start, and First Strike. We also give her greater acceleration to ensure we get more turns than Simon. And finally, we provide shields with Meteor Race and Shielding Death. In case you have more Lumina available, here are the ones I recommend. Second Chance, Monergy Generation Luminous, and Solidifying for extra shields. To be honest, Sciel won't do damage, but if you want, you can increase it as well. As for Sciel's skill set, we only need these 2. Intervention. This gives Verso a second turn, allowing him to apply another 200 stacks of burn. Fortune's Fury. We use this to double Maelle's damage, who's in charge of delivering the final blow to Simon. Now it's Maelle's turn. For her, we'll be using Metalum, which despite the recent nerf is still her best weapon. This weapon allows her to start the battle in Virtuous Stance, and as long as she remains in that stance, any burn applied is doubled, as well as the damage caused by burn effects. As for her Pictos, we equipped Confident Fighter, which increases her damage by 30%. Then we added Powerful Shield, which boosts her damage by 10% for each shield she has. Lastly, we used Greater Rush, which enhances the speed bonus granted by Rush from Sciel. This makes her a powerhouse for finishing off Simon. Moving on to the minimum required Luminous Maelle, it's responsible for dealing the highest possible damage, so her setup is entirely focused on maximizing offensive power. In case you have more Lumina to spend, I recommend adding more damage Luminas and Luminas that increase bonuses against burned enemies, as well as the staples for energy and second chance. Roulette is optional. If you see you are having trouble with finishing Simon off, you could try with Roulette and hope to get the 200% damage bonus. Finally, Maelle needs just 3 key skills for this strategy. Burning Canvas. This is the core of the build, as it increases her damage based on the amount of burn stacks the enemy has, making it the key to taking Simon down in a single hit. Flurry Fury. Useful if you want to trigger a break and also maintain Virtuous Stance. Swift Stride, a backup skill in case you lose Virtuous Stance and need to return to it quickly. Let's jump into the battle. We start by attacking with Verso. As you can see, He regenerates AP while applying burn and quickly builds up to rank S, marking the enemy and firing around 18 times in total. Luminous like Mark, attack, and shots. You'll notice that the gradient bar fills up almost completely in just 2 of Verso's turns, setting you up perfectly for a high damage finisher. Next, we move on to Sciel. First, we double the damage Maelle will deal using Fortune's Wrath. Then, we use Intervention to grant Verso an extra turn, letting him apply even more burn. Thanks to Lithison, this also gives our entire team a speed boost with greater rush, setting us up for a strong offensive momentum. At the end of Verso's second round, we've applied around 400 burn stacks to Simon. This massively boosts the damage of Maelle's burning Canvas, turning it into a potential one-shot. If Simon survives the attack, he'll still take heavy burn damage on his turn. And if burning Canvas doesn't finish him off, you can either use a gradient attack like Go Mash, or keep stacking more burn and unleash Canvas Aflame again for the kill. Once phase 1 is over, things get more challenging with Simon's phases 2 and 3. In this part of the fight, we repeat the same strategy. If you think you won't be able to bring his HP all the way down in one go, you can stack more burn to further boost Maelle's damage, ensuring you drop his health from 50% to 0% in a single strike and prevent phase 3 altogether. In this case, I decided to use Go Mash instead of applying more burn, as you will see. I'll leave you now to enjoy the final moments of this epic super boss battle. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments. I'll be happy to help. I hope this guide helps you defeat Simon. If you enjoyed the video, subscribe, leave a like, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future content. See you next time.
I can do it.